Welcome everybody to Darlington Raceway. My name is Josh Hall. This is Intensity Broadcasting's live coverage of the Doghouse Racing Series Tuesday Night Truck Series presented by Shoney's here on iRacing. Getting ready to tame the Lady in Black, one of the hardest tracks on the circuit. That is Darlington Raceway. Darlington known as the track Too Tough to Tame. And we'll see who is able to tame the beast here tonight. Right now, Jonathan Jennings currently up at the top of the leaderboard. Justin McMahon sits back in second. Tyler Millette back in third. Hunter Simpson and Steve Gerber make up your top five. What makes this track so hard? Well, partially is the shape. We'll pull up the track map here so you can get an idea of what the track actually looks like. You see that D-shaped oval. So going into turns 1 and 2, it's a very, very long arcing corner, kind of a double apex. So a lot of guys, what they'll do is they'll dive in low going into turn number 1, slide the truck up against the wall, and then kind of bring it back down to the bottom coming off the corner to help get a good run down the backstretch. Turns 3 and 4, much tighter radius, much tougher to get around, and still going to run that high side. So you see these drivers up against the high side all race long. You see Jennings dive down to the bottom. Now he's right back up against the wall. Now he's going to pull that truck down towards the bottom to get a good exit off of turn number 2. Down the backstretch. And then the high lane through turns 3 and 4. And we can actually go ahead and ride on board with Jennings here, just so you can see what I mean by just how tough it is to get down into the corner, let the truck walk up to the wall. Then you're going to be right up against the wall because that's where the grip is. Coming down through turn 2, right back down to the bottom, up against the wall. It's really easy to misjudge the exit of the corner, catching the wall there, get yourself a Darlington stripe, scraping up the right side of the truck. And then heavy on the brakes into turn number 3. Just got to ride in that seam on the right side of the truck to get a good launch back down the front stretch. That's a lap here at Darlington, and it's a tricky, tricky track for sure. Well, let's take a look at our points coming in tonight, and Jonathan Jennings still out in front of Justin McMahon by a huge number there. We see he's got 1,815 points. Justin McMahon sits back just had the math done here, 148 points back for second. Then Lucas Edwards back in third. And it's almost 300 points back to Lucas, Steve Gerber, and Christopher Simon. So right now, your front 2 drivers just running away with it. But Jonathan Jennings really running away with the race this season. 7 wins already. Only 2 other drivers have visited victory lane this season. And that being Frank Hughes and Adam Gardner. So we got about 30 seconds left before we get qualifying underway. Of course, I want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight. I just realized I don't have my chat up. So if you've tried to chat in, unfortunately I haven't seen any messages yet. While I get that all loaded up here on my end. There we go, now we got the chat live here. Whether you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, or over on Kick, we've got the chat open live, and we appreciate you joining us here tonight as we get ready for qualifying here at Darlington Raceway. Five minutes to get qualifying underway. Who's going to be the first driver to make their way off of pit road? Looks like it's going to be the 5 of Hunter Simpson. That'll be one of the first drivers to make their way out onto the racetrack. Oh, Simpson getting loose there off of turn number 2. Able to hold on to it, though, but it's going to ruin his qualifying attempt before it even starts. Here's the 12 of Andrew St. Cyr out on the racetrack. Hunter Simpson is still out on the racetrack. He's currently the fastest on the track until Jonathan Jennings just came across the stripe to take over that top spot. And Tyler Millette just moved up into the 2nd position. Getting right up against the wall. Pulls it down towards the bottom. And Justin McMahon currently 3rd fastest as he comes off of turn number 4. And McMahon is going to jump up into the 2nd position, 6/100ths of a second behind the 91 of Jonathan Jennings. Jennings coming to make a practice pit stop here. Again, another thing really tricky here. You see just how wide the racetrack is. It's really tricky to get on the pit road here. So you'll see some of these drivers making a little practice pit stop here, like McMahon, who just ran over the commitment code coming on the pit road. Steve Gerber on his 2nd lap now, coming off of turn number 2. I'm sorry, that's turn number 4. Oh, that was turn number 2. I apologize. So sometimes it's a little difficult to pick it up, the action here, as Darlington was flip-flopped about 15 years ago or so. What is now the front stretch used to be the back stretch, and what used to be the back stretch is now the front stretch. So when you come off of turn number 2, you will see a pit entry there. It does not exist, or the pit road does not exist there. It's just the remnants of the old pit road. Here's a 9 of Stephen Bonomo. Right up against the wall off of turn number 4. Across the stripe, and Bonomo is going to jump up into the 8th position. Here's Jonathan Smith, who just took the green flag. Smith makes his way off of turn number 4 down towards the front stretch. As we got about a minute left here in qualifying. Off down turn number 4, and Smith is going to jump up into the 11th position. With 35 seconds left, Gary O'Meo just coming off of turn number 2, down the backstretch. Down across the stripe. And Armio is going to jump up into the 17th position. That's going to do it for qualifying here tonight. As we get ready for racing, of course, before we do that, we want to thank again everybody for joining us here tonight, whether you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, or over on Twitch. We do appreciate you tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like button, follow and subscribe, and hit the little notification bell so you know anytime we go live here on Intensity Broadcasting. Of course, Doghouse Racing's Tuesday Night Truck Series is proud to be sponsored by Shoney's. Shoney's is open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Stop by one of their West Virginia locations and try their freshly prepared legendary breakfast bar and take home a whole strawberry pie. Shoney's, delicious food and friendly service since 1947. Of course, Doghouse Racing League is also fueled by Rogue Energy. Rogue Energy is designed to be the ultimate energy drink. 0 sugar, 0 fillers, 5 calories, packed with essential vitamins. Take hydration to the next level. Visit rogueenergy.com and enter the code Doghouse for 10% off your order, and all commissions earned through the link help support the Doghouse Racing League. That link is down below in the description. Of course, down below in the description, you'll find the link to the Doghouse Racing League's website for all their news, standings, and information. You can check that out down, and merch as well. So check that out down at doghouse-racing.com. Talk about merch. You can check out our website for our merch, as well as Atlee Atman Weiss's merch down there at intensityracing.com. Link down below in the description. And also for all your iRacing setups and coaching needs, visit raceepi.com. Also, one of our great partners is the Butt Kicker, and is established and trusted leader in gaming haptics. The award-winning line of Butt Kicker products lets users feel low-frequency sounds. Their products are used and endorsed around the world by leading PC and console gamers, including professional sim racers. The patented design makes them incredibly accurate, powerful, and virtually indestructible. Check out the full line of Butt Kicker products by visiting thebuttkicker.com. Again, link down below in the description. Let's take a look at our starting grid. Jonathan Jennings is going to be on pole with Andrew St. Cyr rolling off from position number 2. Justin McMahon back in third with Mike Leftwich rolling off from 4th. Row 3 will find Chris Leftwich and Tyler Millette with Ricky Hudges II and Stephen Bonomo back in row number 4. Rounding out your top 10 will be the 8 of Steve Gerber and the 56 of Adam Gardner. Jonathan Smith rolls off from the 11th position with Bill Gentry to his outside in 12th. 13th will be Jeffrey Wimmer and Frank Hughes Jr. back in 14th. Justin Hughes and Hunter Simpson round out row number 8 with Gary Amio and Mike Dumont back in row number 9. Round out your top 20, Richard Leclerc in the 117 and Dominic Hughes in the 89. 22nd will be Joey Beck with Chad Waller in 22nd. 23rd is Chuck Cobb, Daniel Wilkerson 24th, Eddie Rivers 25th, Leander Johnson 26th, and Gary Maydew rounding out the field here tonight at Darlington as the pace car takes that hard left-hand turn down onto pit road. Jonathan Jennings getting ready to lead him down to the green flag here at Darlington. Off turn number 4, the field rolls to the starting zone. Green flag is in the air, and we are racing here at Darlington. A great jump for Jonathan Jennings as he's going to make his way down into turn 1 for the first time. This is the trickiest part here. It starts and restarts because you're side by side. Everybody's fighting for the top of the racetrack, especially because down on the bottom it's really easy to push up into the truck to your outside. You see one truck that looks like Mike Leftwich get into the outside wall, and then one truck hard into the inside wall. That looked like Jeffrey Wimmer making heavy contact with the inside wall. No caution as we stay green. And Jonathan Jennings comes across the stripe to lead lap number 1. A little further back, Jonathan Smith trying to make a move here on Frank Hughes. To the outside is the 08 of Justin Hughes. It gets up into the wall. Oh, and now Smith gets a little loose there on the bottom. Able to hold on to it, but he's going to lose a ton of momentum and a ton of spots as here comes the 114 of Mark Dumont by. Dominic Hughes trying to get through as well. He's going to be able to tuck it back in line as right behind we see some side-by-side racing. That's the 114 of Mark Dumont, who has the 89 of Dominic Hughes right there on the back bumper. Right behind you as well, we see the 106 of Joey Beck in that UPS machine trying to make something happen. Up front, though, Jonathan Jennings continues to lead over Andrew St. Cyr. And Jennings' lead is just starting to grow. And this is a track that really suits Jennings' driving style. It's an abrasive track. Tire wear comes into play so much at this racetrack. And Jonathan Jennings really good at saving his stuff, and we're seeing that right now. As Jennings is already out in front by almost a second. Take a look back, see if we can figure out what happened to Jeffrey Wimmer here down on the bottom. Oh, just got turned there by the 61. And that's what caused Wimmer to get down into the inside wall. And then heavy contact with that inside wall, and fortunately his might be done. As we are working lap number 6. Well, battle back here between Bonomo and the 61 of Frank Hughes Jr., who unfortunately got into the back of Wimmer. Now he's going to take a dive down to the bottom. Didn't look like it was malicious, didn't look like it was intentional. It's just one of those things that happens here at Darlington, especially when you have two drivers battling for position like that right there. And it is so hard to make a pass here at Darlington, so you kind of almost have to manhandle the driver to get around him, and that's exactly what we're seeing as Joey Beck now makes his way around Dominic Hughes and up into the 16th position. Well, here comes McMahon. He's making a run here, trying to catch the 12 of Andrew St. Cyr. So we take a look off the back bumper of the 12 machine. You hear just how much those drivers are modulating that throttle, trying to hold on to it as the track has very little grip. The only grip is really right where McMahon's running, right up on that high side. That's where you're going to find all the grip. And it's a fine line of running in the grip and missing the grip and catching the wall. So we'll see drivers all night earning what they call the Darlington stripe. That's the big scrape mark on the right side of the truck. And it is really easy just to get up into the outside. As we see Bonomo under attack here from Hunter Simpson, who dives down to the bottom. Though Bonomo is going to have the advantage here being up on the high side. It's going to be who can outbrake each other down into turn number 1. You see Simpson almost run that apron to get the truck turned and get around the 9. Just in front, we see the 61 of Hughes Jr. trying to get down underneath Mike Leftwich into turn number 3, and Leftwich is going to wisely back out of it and allow Hughes to get right around, as we just saw Bonomo up into the outside wall, and he just earned himself a Darlington stripe. Couple really big movers through the race already. We see Hunter Simpson up 5 spots, Frank Hughes Jr. up 5 spots, Joey Beck trying to get around Justin Hughes here and put himself up 8 spots from the start of the race. Little slide job there up in front of the 8. 8's going to try a crossover here though. No, he's going to think better of it going down into turn number 1. Right behind, we see Jonathan Smith and Bill Gentry going at it back here for 15th and 16th. Another battle shaping up here is Steve Gerber and Ricky Hudges. We see Adam Gardner trying to get up in this mix here as well. Adam Gardner's had a string of bad luck the last couple of races. He's not really had the runs that he was hoping to have. Finds himself back in the 8th position, having a solid run here tonight. Meanwhile, back up front, it's all Jonathan Jennings. Currently almost a second and about 1.3 seconds ahead of Andrew St. Cyr. As they come to complete lap number 14. So far, a very, very clean and uneventful race. While I say that, Justin McMahon just made his way around St. Cor. Take a look at the pass here. Oh, St. Cor was up into the wall. He just earned himself a hard Darlington stripe right there. And that'll have McMahon to get right on by. Now, a few drivers already hitting pit road. Justin Hughes is now on pit road. I don't know if he has damage to that truck or... Oh, yeah, look at the right side of that truck. It is all tore up. But he's probably on pit road trying to get a little bit of that damage fixed. A little further back, we've got 3 trucks here battling it out. Adam Gardner, the 55 of Ricky Hudges, and Steve Gerber right here in the mix as well. Gardner now able to move himself up into the 7th position. He's trying to run down that 8 of Steve Gerber. As we are quickly approaching a lap number 20. And further back, we've got another battle back here. We see the 81 of Chuck Cobb, Jonathan Smith. Side by side, Smith going to take that position. Then Gary Amio back here in the mix as well. Adam Gardner. Ricky Hudges right behind. Hudges just had a little bit of a run on Gardner, but Gardner was able to pull back away. Oh, and caution. Caution out on the racetrack. Not sure what the caution is for, but that's going to bring up our first wreckage rewind of the night. Now it looks like it is for the 55 of Ricky Hudges, who bounces off the wall. Ooh, almost collects Hunter Simpson, and man makes hard contact back with the inside wall, tries to get the truck low down, and that's what brings out our caution. So Jonathan Jennings coming to pick up the pace car. And pit road should be open this time, and we should see everybody make their way down on the pit road. Yep, that is exactly what we are seeing, is everybody coming down on the pit road. I don't think we'll see one single truck. Well, those trucks that just stayed out, I believe, are a lap down or so. As we see Jonathan Jennings making his way down to his pit stall. Long pit road here to get all the way down to the pit stall. We'll watch through the race off of pit road here. See, left side's going up on the 91 machine, and he is down and away, and he is the first off the pit road. McMahon second, St. Cor third. Chris Leftwich 4th, Tyler Millette 5th, Adam Gardner, Hunter Simpson, Frank Hughes, Steve Gerber is the top 10 off of the racetrack. And we do see Richard Leclerc out on the racetrack, but it looks like he is going to make his way down the pit road this time. And something just happened to Joey Beck. Well, looks like he might have a EOL for maybe speeding on pit road or something. Of course, don't forget to join us later on here tonight. So we have our truck doubleheader as the SCSRA Truck Series is going to take on some do a little short track racing here tonight, as they're going to take on IRP right after this one's over. So stick around. Have some great racing here tonight, all night long on Intensity Broadcasting. Of course, while we've got the moment, we want to take a moment and thank Shoney's for being our race sponsor, or series sponsor here in the Doghouse Racing League. Of course, Doghouse Racing League's Tuesday Night Truck Series is proud to be sponsored by Shoney's. Shoney's is open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Stop by one of their West Virginia locations and try their freshly prepared legendary breakfast bar, or take home a whole strawberry pie. Shoney's, delicious food and friendly service since 1947. Of course, let's not also forget that the Doghouse Racing League is fueled by Rogue Energy. Rogue Energy is designed to be the ultimate energy drink. 0 sugar, 0 fillers, 5 calories, packed with essential vitamins. Take hydration to the next level. Visit rogueenergy.com and enter the code DOGHOUSE for 10% off your order, and all commissions earned through the link help support the Doghouse Racing League. So here we go. Pace car off of turn number 4. Jonathan Jennings leading the field down to the Geico restart zone. Green flag is back in the air. We are back racing, and a big jump for Jennings as Justin McMahon's going to slide back into that second position. St. Croix gets turned. St. Croix hard into the outside wall. Caution is out on the racetrack. That's going to bring up our second wreckage rewind of the night. So we play this one back here, and we see St. Croix just... yeah, it looks like him and Leftwich just kind of misjudged that entry there. And I talked about at the beginning of the race, the starts and restarts are going to be the toughest here. Oh, Adam Gardner, his bad luck continues, making contact with the spinning St. Croix machine. And then Chris Leftwich is still stuck up on that outside wall with the 12 of St. Croix. And tough break for all of those involved. Looks like Adam Gardner is going to make his way down on the pit road. Okay, you see that heavy damage to the left front wheels area of that 56. Don't know how much actual damage there is to that machine, if it's mostly cosmetic or if he has any wheel damage there as well. So we'll keep an eye on that here tonight. Again, that was exactly what we were talking about in the pre-race, just everybody fighting for that high side. And that's exactly what we just saw right there, was two drivers trying to get that good entry into turn number 1. And so when the pace car comes by next time, we should go 1 to go. Go back green flag racing. So Jonathan Jennings is going to lead them back to the green flag here. Justin McMahon currently in second. That's going to move Tyler Millette and Hunter Simpson up into the second row. Frank Hughes Jr. and Steve Gerber back in row number 3. Chad Waller, Stephen Bonomo back in row number 4. And rounding out your top 10 will be Mark Dumont and Jonathan Smith. Again, I want to thank everybody who's joined us here tonight, whether you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, over on Twitch, or on Kick. We do appreciate you joining us here tonight on Intensity Broadcasting for the Doghouse Racing League's Tuesday Night Truck Series presented by Shoney's. Also, don't forget to check out the links down below for support both Intensity as well as the Doghouse Racing League, including the Doghouse Racing League's website, where you can find their merch, news, stats, standings, right there on doghouseracingle.com. That link down below in the description, as well as the link to Rogue Energy. So if you're trying to support the league, check out Rogue Energy. Use the code DOGHOUSE for 10% off your order. Of course, you check out our great partners as well over at Race EPI for all your iRacing coaching and setup needs. And our great partner over at The Butt Kicker. If you're looking for that little edge, that little extra seat of your pants feel, a little bit more feedback in the seat, check out thebuttkicker.com. Pace car makes that hard left-hand turn down onto pit road. Coming to the Geico restart zone. Green flags back in the air. Another great jump for Jonathan Jennings as he gets out in front of Justin McMahon. And here comes the fight for that high side as the field starts to get a little more strung up, single file. First side-by-side battle is between Mark Dumont and Jonathan Smith as they make their way off of turn number 2. And then a big gaggle of cars, including Daniel Wilkerson, the 7 of Gary Ramillo, Ricky Hudges, Dominic Hughes, all back here battling for position. See, Wilkerson's going to slide up in front of the 55 of Hudges. And Justin McMahon has Hunter Simpson right there on the back bumper. As we're about 5 laps away from what is the halfway point. And Jonathan Jennings continues just to pull away. Chuck Cobb in a battle back here with the 89 of Dominic Hughes. Hughes is going to take that position away. And here's the 117 of Richard Leclerc trying to make something happen. Jonathan Smith, Stephen Bonomo back here. This is a battle for 7th, 8th, and caution is out on the racetrack. It looks like it was for the 56 of Adam Gardner, who's got heavy damage to the inside, who looks like he's made heavy damage to the inside wall. Oh, that is not what the wreck is for. It looks like it was for the 117 of Richard Leclerc. That could have been two separate incidents here. Nope, it is all the same incident. See, Leclerc down on the apron coming off of turn number 2. That washes that truck up the track. Adam Gardner tries to make a move to the outside, gets a little loose, comes down into the 117. They make heavy contact with the outside wall. There's Jeffrey Wimmer, who's been involved in one earlier tonight. He just barely gets clipped there and goes for a wide as Adam Gardner catches that inside wall hard. And you see the 117 of Richard Leclerc going backwards down the backstretch. And that's what's brought out our third caution of the night. So we are working lap number 35. We have 35 laps complete. About 2 laps shy of the halfway point when we go around next time. The lights on the pace car should be shutting off. We'll be getting ready to go back green flag racing. Sorry about that. That was, I apologize for that. There's a sound part of Discord there, and I do apologize. Looks like there might be a little bit of a connection glitch there because I see a couple trucks bouncing around on the racetrack here tonight. We're seeing a little bit of a connection glitch right there. Hopefully it settles itself out as we get under green flag racing here. Here we go, pace car down on the pit road. And Jonathan Jennings again chooses that high side on the restart. And Green flag is back in the air. We are back racing here. And Hunter Simpson all the way down on the apron trying to make a pass on Tyler Millette. As you see, that's one truck that's having a little bit of a blinking issue there is the 5. Everybody starts to get a little more single file, a little more. The only side-by-side battle we have right now is the 55, who is able to tuck back in line. Right now, everybody trying to get a single file, get this straightened out, and trying to make a good run here to the end. I do imagine these drivers are going to have to pit one more time. As the tires are going to be wearing out on these trucks ever so quickly. Mostly everybody was down on pit road on lap 22. And soon Nomo stuck on the bottom side, losing a ton of positions. I think he's made heavy contact with the outside wall because he is definitely off the pace. So he goes down into turns 1 and 2. And yeah, that truck is just not handling right. See that truck wiggling around as he's got Mark Dumont and Ricky Hudges side by side behind him. Trying to see the right side of this truck. Oh yeah, that truck is right side of that truck is very scraped up. He's been up into the outside wall. Looks like pretty hard, and that's what's causing that 9 truck to have some difficulties here. Looks like he's starting to get that truck rolling again as a side-by-side battle between Hudges and Dumont. Here comes Hudges back down to the inside, trying to make the pass here off of turn number 4. Door to door, a little contact there between the two drivers. And oh, that's going to be some contact, heavy contact. Yeah, we saw that happening right there. Able to hold it. Wow, what a save. Able to keep it going straight so far. Nope, up the outside wall. Chuck Cobb, little contact. We stay green. Mark Dumont with an amazing save to keep it green. As Adamgar says, well, that was a short night. Adams had no luck the last few weeks. Caution is out on the racetrack. Trying to see what brought that caution out. Let's bring up the wreckage rewind as we take a look to see what happened to bring out this caution. It looks like Mike Leftwich is having a connection. Oh. Well, I can tell you exactly what happened right here with the 60 of Mike Leftwich. We'll actually go ahead and ride on the roll bar here and watch his hands as he comes off down the straightaway here. You'll see that wheel snap all the way to the left. And that is a classic sign of a wheel disconnecting. You hear them standing on the throttle. So that is a technical issue. Either a wheel disconnected or something happened there that put him out. Abgar says Texas has been his only bright spot. Yeah, getting the win at Texas. As everybody comes down on the pit road, almost everybody comes down on the pit road. We got 3 drivers that stayed out. Daniel Wilkerson, Gary Amio, and Richard Leclerc all stay out. See Jonathan Jennings, Justin McMahon, Tyler Millette, Frank Hughes, Hunter Simpson, Chad Waller, Chris Leftwich all making their way off the pit road. And these first two drivers, Daniel Wilkerson and Gary Mio, were just down on pit road last on lap 35. Then Richard Leclerc was on lap 23. So it's going to be tough for Leclerc to stay up here. So as we work coming to lap number 47, and Daniel Wilkerson's going to be your leader here. Gardner says he's enjoying a Scooby snack while watching. You enjoy that Scooby snack. Hopefully it relaxes you a little bit and helps you through the rest of the night. I know that was some tough racing that you had there. So I believe this time the lights on the pace car should be shutting off. Yep, there we go. Lights are off on the pace car. And Daniel Wilkerson is going to choose the outside lane, putting Gary Amio down on the inside lane. Richard Leclerc and Jonathan Jennings in row number 2. Then Justin McMahon and Tyler Millette back in row number 3. Looks like that connection issue, that little bit of a glitch that we had just a few moments ago, has cleared up. Pace car takes that hard left-hand turn down on the pit road. And now Daniel Wilkerson is going to lead them down to the Geico restart zone. Green flag is in the air. And we are back racing. And a good jump for Daniel Wilkerson. Gary Mio slides up into second. And Jonathan Jennings back in third. And as tough as it is to pass here, one driver, the 117 of Leclerc, down on the bottom. Drivers are scattering. They got 3 wide. Some contact there with Chuck Cobb. They're still bouncing. We saw Steve Gerber have some issues there. He's able to get it straightened out. We saw Chuck Cobb have some issues. He's able to keep it off the inside wall. Gerber's fallen back to the, looks like the 14th position. Meanwhile, more driver. Oh! Simpson hard into the outside wall. Comes down, catches the 55 of Hedges. Hunter Simpson out of the race. That's going to bring up another wreckage rewind. See Simpson there trying to get around the 7 of Gary Amio, and yeah, just some contact there sends Simpson hard up into the outside wall. And then Amio just catches him just right, sends that 5 up almost onto his roof. He's able to keep it on all 4 wheels. But then the rest of the field comes in as and that 5 is just has no control. Oh, Steve Gerber with a hard hit there as well. And Gerber just nowheres to go. Yeah, you see the just riding along, thought that truck was going to stay up against the wall, and a tough break for Steve Gerber, another one who's had nothing but bad luck this season, it seems. So Daniel Wilkerson continues to lead as we're going to have less than 25 laps to go when we take the green flag again. Of course, I want to thank everybody who's watching here tonight, whether you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, or over on Twitch. We do appreciate it. Kick. We do appreciate you joining us here tonight. Don't forget that the Tuesday Night Truck Series is proud to be sponsored by Shoney's. Shoney's is open for breakfast daily, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Try their legendary breakfast bar and take home a whole strawberry pie. Shoney's, delicious food and friendly service since 1947. Of course, the West Virginia Shoney's locations do sponsor the Doghouse Racing League, so we do appreciate them coming on. Of course, Doghouse Racing League is also fueled by Rogue Energy. Rogue Energy is designed to be the ultimate energy drink. 0 sugar, 0 fillers, 5 calories, packed with essential vitamins. Take hydration to the next level. Visit rogueenergy.com and enter the code DOGHOUSE for 10% off your order, and all proceeds earned through the link help support the Doghouse Racing League. Of course, here at Intensity Broadcasting, we've got our partners as well, including Race EPI for all your iRacing coaching and setup needs. Visit raceepi.com. Of course, our website over at intensitybroadcasting.com. You can find hats, t-shirts, coffee mugs, some of our other league apparel that we're here on Intensity, as well as Ali Atman Reese's racing gear, as well as a couple of the drivers that race down at Langley with him. So you can check all that out over at intensitybroadcasting.com. Of course, you can check out the Doghouse Racing League's website at doghouseracingligue.com, where you can find stats, standings, driver info, and their merchandise there as well. Of course, we don't want to forget our good buddies over at Butt Kicker. Butt Kicker is established and well-known leader in gaming haptics. The award-winning line of Butt Kicker products as users feel low frequencies towns. Check out the full line of Butt Kicker products and figure out what's right for you by visiting thebuttkicker.com. So here we go. We're going to re-rack them, restack them, and get ready to refire them here at Darlington Raceway. This time by, Daniel Wilkerson's going to choose the inside lane, putting Jonathan Jennings up on the high side. And I don't know, this is going to be an interesting restart right here, as Wilkerson's going to lead him down to the Geico restart zone. Green flag is back in the air. We are back racing, and McMahon trying to shove the 91 by Daniel Wilkerson down into turn number 1, but Jennings is going to have that outside lane advantage. Big wiggle on the 24 of McMahon. He's able to hold on to it as everybody's going to go right around Wilkerson on the low side. We can see what those difference in tires actually makes. As here comes Chad Waller to the outside. Here comes Chris Leftwich as well. And Wilkerson in a world of trouble right now on those older tires, as everybody's just able to get the power down to drive right on by. Meanwhile, Frank Hughes has gotten around Justin McMahon to move himself up into the second position. So I wonder if Hughes is going to have anything for Jonathan Jennings in the closing laps. As we have 20 laps to go, coming to 19 laps to go when we cross the stripe this time by. A little further back, we've got some battling going on back here. Dominic Hughes all over the back bumper of Bill Gentry. And how about Jeffrey Wimmer? Up into the 14th position. Only losing one position from where he started with that truck. And you can see just how damaged that truck is. He's been involved in a couple incidents here tonight. And he's finding himself having a decent run. Back up front, a little slide job there from McMahon on Frank Hughes to move McMahon back up into the second position. Again, Jonathan Jennings just in his own little world right now. Last time by ran a 29.81. This time by runs a 21.95. McMahon ran a 30.46, so almost a half a second slower than your leader. And you can't say it's because of dirty air, because with almost a 2-second gap between first and second, there really is no dirty air for that 24 machine. So Jennings just on rails. He said last week in his interview that this is one of his favorite tracks. It's his home track. And he's showing why right now. He's put a lot of work in, a lot of laps here, and you can tell as he is just dominating this race. Tyler Millette back in fourth, trying to run down Frank Hughes Jr. to put himself on the podium here tonight. So when Jennings crosses the stripe, we'll have just 15 laps to go. Side-by-side battle is, oh! Hughes gets turned, came up in front of Millette, got turned. Those two trucks slide through the racetrack. Everybody's trying to slow down to avoid. That's going to bring up another wreckage rewind here. You see these 61, it's just one of those things. It's just so tight there. Millette really didn't, two drivers right there. Millette didn't do anything wrong. Neither did the 61. It was just tough racing, tight racing. Both drivers making contact, trying to fight for that same spot. Fortunately, all the drivers behind able to get woed down enough to avoid them. So as the field makes their way around here, when we go back, green flag racing will have about 10 laps to go. Again, don't forget to join us after this one's over as the SCSRA Blue Ridge Auto Group Truck Series takes on IRP for a little short track action. That's going to be an exciting one for sure. You're not going to want to miss that. So check that one out after this one's over here on Intensity Broadcasting. Well, looks like lights on the pace car are still on, so we're going to go at least one more lap here before we get ready to go green flag racing. Jonathan Jennings continues to be the leader. Justin McMahon back in second. Chris Leftwich and Ricky Hudges will restart in row number 2. Gary Amio and Stephen Bonomo back in row number 3. Bill Gentry and Jonathan Smith in row 4. Richard Leclerc, Mark Dumont in row number 5. Then Chad Waller, Jeffrey Wimmer back in row 6. Eddie Rivers and Tyler Millette back in row 7. Daniel Wilkerson falls back to 15th. Dominic Hughes back in 16th. Chuck Cobb and Justin Hughes is your top 18, and those are all the trucks currently on the lead lap. Here we go, pace car making its way out on, or back onto the pit road. Green flag is back in the air with 10 laps to go. Jonathan Jennings with the great jump back out in front. Ricky Hudges right there on the back bumper of Justin McMahon. Here comes Chris Leftwich, a driver we have not talked about all night long. Now he's trying to make his way up onto the podium here as he takes a look down to the inside of Ricky Hudges to take over that third position. And caution is back out on the racetrack. That's going to bring up another wreckage rewind. It looks like it might be for Tyler Millette here. Oh, this is the... take that back. I don't know why that happened there. There, we found the what caused the incident here. It looks like it was Justin Hughes getting turned by the 08. I'm sorry, the 08 of Justin Hughes turning around the 15 of Eddie Rivers. See if we get a little better view of this here. Oh, Hughes got up into the wall, bounced into the side of the 15. And that's what brought that one out. I apologize for the wrong incident being shown before. But we are quickly approaching the end of the race as we cross the line here to complete lap number 67. When we restart, we'll have about 5 laps to go. Next week, the Doghouse Racing League and the SCSRA are both going to be off so that the families can celebrate Halloween with their families. Those who have young kids, enjoy your trick-or-treating next week. Have a happy and safe Halloween next week. And we'll be right back here the following week with more racing here on Intensity Broadcasting. So here you go. This time by, we'll have the lights off on the pace car. Again, Jonathan Jennings going to choose that outside lane, putting Justin McMahon down on the bottom. Chris Leftwich and Ricky Hudges back in row number 2. Bonomo and Armillo back in row number 3. And then Jonathan Smith, Bill Gentry, and Jeffrey Wimmer and Mark Dumont. How about Jeffrey Wimmer clawing his way up into the top 10 with a damaged race truck? Got damage early in the race. Now finds himself solidly up into the top 10 and looking for more here on this restart. Well, there drops the pace car down on the pit road. Jennings leading him back down to the Geico restart zone. Just 5 laps to go to settle it here at Darlington. Does anybody have anything for Jonathan Jennings as they make their way down into turn number 1? A little side-by-side action a little further back in the pack. And it looks like Jeffrey Wimmer is trying to make a move on Jonathan Smith, and he's going to make a move with that damaged race truck down on the low side. Trying to get the run off of turn number 4. Just not quite close enough to make anything happen. 4 laps to go now. And back up front, Jonathan Jennings is pulling away from Justin McMahon. And Chris Leftwich has solidly moved himself up into the 3rd position. Jonathan Smith, here comes Wimmer up around the outside of Millette. Move Wimmer up into the 9th position. And Jonathan Smith trying to make a move here underneath Emilio. Gentry's going to follow suit right along. Here comes Wimmer trying to make a move down underneath the 7 machine as well. Ooh, big wiggle out of the 73 down on that low side. As the 7 almost gets up in the wall. They're 3 wide coming down the backstretch. Back to 2 wide as Wimmer is going to have the advantage here going into turn number 3. But Chad Waller using that high lane to keep the momentum. Move himself up into the 8th position. Just 2 laps to go. Our top 3 is starting to separate each other. Oh, hard contact. That was Ricky Hudges making hard contact, slamming the outside wall. He's got himself a Darlington stripe here tonight now with heavy, heavy impact with the outside wall as we got the white flag in the air. Just 1 lap to go for Jonathan Jennings. Off of turn number 2, Justin McMahon trying to do everything he can to try to run down that 91 machine as they go down into turns 3 and 4. And off of turn number 4, and Jonathan Jennings is going to get the win here tonight. Justin McMahon comes home in second. Chris Leftwich brings it home third. Ricky Hudges and Jonathan Smith, your top 5. But how about this domination that we've seen all season long from Jonathan Jennings continues here tonight at Darlington. Oh, McMahon just tried to give a little celebratory boop to the 91 there. End up spinning Chris Leftwich around. But Jennings is coming down to the start-finish line where he's going to celebrate his win tonight here at Darlington. With the Grim Reaper on the side of that truck. See how far he can get before the motor expires on that machine. You know, he's been getting impressive with these burnouts this season, as he's been able to do a lot of them here, as he's been just dominating with win number 8 here tonight at Darlington. Take a look at the results here tonight. Again, Jonathan Jennings getting the win here tonight. Justin McMahon brings it home in second. Chris Leftwich, Ricky Hudges, and Jonathan Smith, your top 5. Bill Gentry comes home 6. Chad Waller, Tyler Millette, Stephen Bonomo, and Gary Armillo round out your top 10. Dominic Hughes brings home 11th. Chuck Cobb in 12th. Mark Dumont in 13th. Jeffrey Wimmer in 14th. And Chuck Leclerc back in the 15th position. 16th was Eddie Rivers. Daniel Wilkerson back in 17th. Justin Hughes in the 18th position. Steve Gerber brings it home 19th. And Frank Hughes Jr. in 20th. Hunter Simpson falls back to 21st. Michael Leftwich, 22nd. Adam Gardner with a 23rd place finish. Joey back in 24th. Andrew St. Cyr, 25th. Leander Johnson and Gary Maydew round out the field here tonight at Darlington as we get ready to talk to our top 3. Starting with your 3rd place finisher, Chris Leftwich. Chris, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
Man, great run for you here tonight. Didn't really talk to you until about the last 10 laps of the race. Just kind of hanging out there towards the end, just turned it on. What was the strategy that got you up to the front there, and what was the difference at the end of the race as opposed to in the middle of it there?
Well, at the beginning there, I was taking my time. I didn't want to burn my tires up too early, and then I was slowly just working my way up through there, and then picking them off one at a time, and then I ended up getting into the 12 truck there, St. Cyr. I didn't mean to do all that. But other than that, you know, I was just trying to maintain my tires. I've been having a real problem with tire life here lately in the last few races, so I've been just trying to tiptoe and work my way to the front here. Tire finishing in the back.
Yeah, we've seen the bad luck you've had with the tire management last couple weeks, but great to see you up here on the podium. You got to talk about your teammate for a second. We saw Mike have a little bit of issues there. Got to confirm, did he have a wheel problem or something happen? Because it looked like that thing just snapped to the left there coming down the front stretch.
Well, he said it's like something. He said it was something he hit or something. Like there was something in the road or something. He just all of a sudden his wheels just went to the left, and then his truck was it blew the engine and everything.
Man, that's wild. Yeah, it looked like almost something disconnected or something on our end. But, man, great job for you here coming home P3 tonight. I know next week we got the Halloween break, so I know you're probably looking forward to that. But before we let you go, anyone you want to thank? Any shots you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, I want to thank the 60 truck. That's my dad there. He puts up with a lot. He deals with me, you know, my attitude and everything. I get pretty frustrated sometimes, but I want to thank him for, sponsoring the league, and appreciate Daniel for putting this on, and I really appreciate you for the awesome commentating you do. You do a hell of a job. I appreciate it, and I like to thank my girlfriend. She also tolerates his crap too, so she has she deserves a lot. I missed dinner tonight because of the race. I didn't have time to eat dinner, so she was pretty mad at me. So I got to go make up to her now.
Well, there you go. Go make it up to her. And again, congratulations on the podium here tonight, and good luck the rest of the season.
All right, buddy. I appreciate it.
Have a great night.
All right.
So that was your third place finisher, Chris Leftwich. Let's talk to your second place finisher. It seems like the bridesmaid of the season, Justin McMahon. Justin, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, Josh.
Man, not much you can do when Jonathan Jennings is on his favorite track. I mean, he was just walking away. But happy to come home second place, I'm sure, at this tough Darlington track.
Yeah, I'm actually really happy with that. It's getting kind of old, though, finishing behind him in second, to be honest. But it's a lot of fun. I might have been able to push a little bit harder there. Keep up with him. He's just consistent, a lot more consistent than I am. It's hard, and especially with all those late cautions, it was hard to get into a rhythm, this track is definitely one of those where it's really rhythm-based, just like Bristol, in that aspect of it. But, yeah, I'm happy with a second-place finish. I thought I might be able to have something for him there. I was a little bit faster than he was, I think, through 3 and 4, but he could really hold his own through 1 and 2. Unfortunately for me, car got really loose there at the end, but I'm happy with it.
Yeah, I know the difficult part, not just the rhythm, but keeping the tires underneath you. How much was the tire wear here tonight really affecting the way that you had to manage your truck here tonight?
Honestly, not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I mean, I can tell you for sure. I mean, right after we only took tires that once, around, what was it, lap 38, I think, when we came in, I think. I don't remember, but at the end of the race there, my right sides were still like 90%. So really wasn't that bad. I mean, it felt like it tightened up a little bit, and then it would go loose. So I don't know if that was mainly because I was trying to overturn it, and it was breaking loose because it was tight, because I'm oversteering, but it really wasn't that bad. It seemed really manageable, especially if you were somewhat out in clean air. I know it was probably even better for Jonathan being out front, but it was either, fresh tires and having to risk running through traffic and getting into a wreck, or get some of a gap up in front with older tires and be able to, hold your own. It's just so difficult to pass here, so it's kind of a no-brainer at the end there to not take tires and just make our own bed.
Well, again, coming home second here tonight, you and Jonathan are just dominating the series, even though he's got 8 wins, and but you're still 200 points ahead of third place, so that's got to feel pretty good. Maybe you can find a way to unplug his internet or something the next couple races.
I'll have to figure that out. I'm not too much of a techie, so I'll have to figure something out, but maybe we'll have to slip an invert field in there for Daniel so he can make him start at the back on one of these races, but I don't even know where we go next week, but
Halloween is next week, so we're off next week, and then the following week we are at Phoenix. So a little short track racing. So
he's good at those too, but he's good everywhere, really. It'd be nice just to pull off a win this year, in this league, this season. But it's been fun. It's always fun racing him and all the other guys too. It's really makes you work a little bit harder to be better, so it really helps, and he helps out with everybody too, with setups and stuff and practices and whatnot, and gives some pretty good input, so anything helps, and he's a pretty good mentor when it comes to it in the league, so it's always fun. We'll get him eventually.
Well, with the off week next week, at least you don't have to finish second to least to him. So
that's true. But indulge myself in some candy.
There you go. Before I let you go, Justin, anyone you want to thank, any shots you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, you guys for the broadcast. Group 6 for the sponsor on the truck. My buddy Nate and my brother Nick and my wife Sarah for letting me do this every week. So just want to thank them and congrats to Jonathan on the win again. And thanks for Daniel for putting on the league.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congrats on the podium, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Yeah, thanks, Josh.
That was your second place finisher, Justin McMahon. Let's bring in, we're just going to start calling him the Dominator, Jonathan Jennings. Jonathan, you got Joshua in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir. I got you.
And I know last week you said this is one of your favorite tracks. It's your home track, and you showed why as you just dominated here tonight. Talk us through the race, though. You had a couple of cautions there at the end. Those must have concerned you just a little bit.
Oh, yeah, a lot. I'd rather it go green, but that happens. We had quite a few trucks there tonight, so it'll happen. But it kept it interesting for sure.
Yeah, I mean, that long green flag run there in the middle, and that allowed everybody to kind of just spread out a little bit. Did that kind of surprise you that we had that long of a green flag run when we had all those cautions there at the end, or was that kind of really what you were hoping for, was it to get spread out a little bit more?
Yeah, I was hoping to go green all the way, but after the first one, I figured there would be more after it, so kind of threw my pit strategy up in the air, and I didn't know where to go with it. So
Yeah,
position was more important, so I only changed tires once.
Yeah, I figured after that wreck, that first caution, that everybody was going to have to come back down green for green flag pit stops one more time. But it seems like the caution fell in you guys' favor. So, but man, dominating performance here. Then we go on to another one, a track that I know that you're going to be good at in 2 weeks at Phoenix. Another flat track. How do you like your chances over at Phoenix?
I like Phoenix. Last time it didn't go too good, but I got that straightened out now. So my force feedback went out after qualifying last year, and then I got tapped going into 3, and that was been saving it with no force feedback. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Phoenix and 5 flags.
I was going to say, I think you can miss the rest of the season and still win the championship here. So
Justin's, the way he's finishing is one bad race, he right there on my butt again. So
yeah, you guys, it's the two of you pretty much just pulling away from everybody else. But man, awesome job here again tonight at Darlington. And before I let you go, and Jonathan, anyone you want to thank, any shots you got to give here tonight?
Oh yeah, you guys for the broadcast, Daniel and all the admins for putting these things on every week, teammates, and the series sponsor, Shoney's and Rogue Energy.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congrats on the win. Have a happy and safe Halloween next week, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you.
Have a great night.
You too.
That's going to do us for us here tonight in the Doghouse Truck Series presented by Shoney's. Of course, don't forget to hit that like button, follow, and subscribe. Check out the links below. Support the Shoney's of West Virginia as well as Rogue Energy for all your energy needs. Check out the links below. And that's going to do it for us here tonight. Again, off next week for Halloween, so everybody have a safe and happy Halloween. We'll see you in 2 weeks. And as our boy Atlee Atman Weiss would say,